Hey guys, guess what? I'm getting ready to make my gnocchi for my pasta dish that I'm making today. And I have my potatoes that I baked in the oven, sweet potato and regular. I have some Parmesan that I'm going to grate, some sea salt, some sorghum flour, some ricotta cheese, and some egg yolks that I've separated from the egg whites. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. First, I'm going to peel all my potatoes and grate my cheese. Okay, I've peeled my potatoes. I have, as you can see, 2 sweet potatoes and several white potatoes. They're smaller. I've also reserved my peels because I'm going to make some crisp potato peel crunchies in the oven. I'm just going to drizzle that with some olive oil, a little bit of seasoning, pop it in the oven, and let them get crunchy and crispy. Anyways, back to my gnocchi. I'm going to put my potatoes and my ingredients in a food processor and show you what that's going to look like. I'll be back. Here's my potato skins. I've drizzled with a generous amount of olive oil, put some basil, some smoked paprika, a little bit of sea salt, and now I'm going to put them in the oven. Have the oven set at 400, and I'm just going to get them good and crunchy. Okay, first I'm going to add my potatoes to my food processor and blend up. I'm just going to add gradually and let it work its magic. I got my potatoes going in my food processor, mixing them up really well. Okay, I have my potatoes good and mixed. Now I'm going to add my ingredients. So I said I have my sorghum flour. I have some ricotta cheese. I have some Parmesan cheese, egg yolks, and sea salt. So I am going to add my eggs first, my egg yolks, and of course I've reserved my egg whites to use for something else. Don't discard them because they're still good for you. All right, but we're just not going to use our egg whites in this. So I have my egg yolks, 2 that I'm using, with about my 3 cups of potato. By the time I got everything mashed together, I'd say a good 3 cups of mashed potato. Okay, I've whisked my egg yolks in there. Guys, this is not a recipe that you can find. I'm just not that person. I wing it, I make things up as I go, and delicious and nutritious. All right, next I'm going to add in my ricotta cheese. So I've got almost a cup of ricotta cheese, not really a solid cup. All right, I'm going to mix that in there with my eggs. And now I'm going to combine in with my potatoes. Okay, now that that's combined, I'm going to add in my Parmesan cheese, my grated Parmesan cheese, and that's about 1/4 cup grated Parmesan cheese, and a teaspoon of coarse sea salt. My Parmesan's going to add the salt to it as well. All right, and remember, the flavor that comes in from those sweet potatoes is huge, so we don't need to add a lot of seasoning to this. I'm going to mix this up, and then I'm going to add in my sorghum flour. Okay, I've mixed that really well, and just to be on the safe side before I do add my flour, I'm going to go back in with my potato masher and just be sure that all my bits and pieces are good and combined and mixed and mashed. All right, that should be pretty good. I see one more piece up there. Okay, now, first off, I'm just going to add a cup of my flour to this, my sorghum flour to this, and see how that goes. And if I have to add more, I'll add more. I'm trying to make like a dough base out of this, but I don't want it to be loaded up with the sorghum flour, even though it is a good for you flour. All right, I still don't want it to be the star of the show. I want my potatoes to shine through. So I'm going to start adding and mixing my cup of my sorghum flour. All right, I've mixed up that cup. I'm going to go ahead and add in about a half a cup more. Okay, there it is, guys. I have combined a good solid cup and a half of my sorghum flour to my batter, and now I mixed it really well. Now I'm going to wrap it and put it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours to just let those flavors combine and set it up so that I can roll it out and make it into my little gnocchis. All right, I'll be back. All right, there is my wrapped dough, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. And I also smell my crispy potato skins that are just about finished in the oven. I'm going to check on those in just a second. They're just about done. I mixed them around, and I'm going to put them back in for a few more minutes.